Good morning, everybody. I got up I was just going to look at my phone to see what time it is. I don't know what time it is. I got up 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago, maybe. I actually woke up at 5:30 something because a kid woke up. And then, well, I just simply didn't want to get up, so I went back to bed. And I told myself, I said, well, the alarm's going to go off in 10 minutes. Alarm's going to go off in 10 minutes. And there's no reason for me to get up right now. So I snuggled up in bed with Mr. Gabe, my 5-year-old, and fell asleep. And then the alarm went off. And then I told myself, I'm going to lay here and I'm going to do my gratitudes. And then I'm going to get up. And I'm going to, that way the coffee has time to make. Because the coffee starts making at 5:45. So if I got up at 5:30, then I would have to either push the button or I would have to, wait for the coffee to make. So I decided sleep is better. So I'm going to sleep. So I hit the snooze, I turned off my alarm. Did not hit the snooze button. I turned off my alarm. And then I laid there and I fell asleep. And then something pushed me out of my sleep. It was just this moment. And I leaned over and it was 5:55. So if anybody who knows me knows that I pay attention to numbers. I'm one of those crazy number people. I guess I kind of follow the signs of numbers. Actually, I'm a big Doreen Virtue fan. And Doreen Virtue talks about angel numbers and angel guidance. And I do believe in angels, and I do believe in the guidance of our angels. So 5:55 is one of those numbers. That was kind of interesting that, I went, boom, and I looked at the clock and it was 5:55. And I'm like, of course it is, because 5:55 is all about massive change and transformation in our lives. And it's not to be perceived as positive or negative. That's all in how we choose to take it, what we do with it. And positive, negative is nothing more than a frame of mind, what energy we're putting towards it. So there's what my day started with, the number 5:55, and me trying to oversleep, which I did by just a hair, but my angels obviously said, nope, you only get about 10 minutes. Good luck. And then as I came down here, I was pouring my coffee here, and that's my second sip of coffee. And I was sitting here and I was wondering, what should I talk about? And pushing and pulling came in. And I mean, I could go 1,000,001 directions with this subject. Some could be much more fun than others, but that's a different video, right? That's a different video, the fun ones. Now, these are fun. We're learning stuff, right? And at least you're not here smelling my morning breath, because I have not brushed my teeth this morning yet. I never do, not until after conscious coffee. But, yeah, a little tidbit right there, right? Never brush my teeth till after conscious coffee. This is really legitimately what I look like when I get up in the morning. So the pushing and the pulling, I was thinking about, how and this is probably coming in from the 5:55, right? So that 5:55 is all about massive change and transformation, and that we can perceive it as good or bad, positive or negative. And what happens? I don't know, I'm a little stuffy today. Sorry. I was why am I so stuffy? There must be something blowing around outside. So what we do when we're in transformation is, as we tend, and even when we don't, sometimes we prevent our own transformation from happening because we get so stuck in our I try to always keep these a little bit cleaner, but we get stuck in our shit. And often what gets us stuck in our shit is us trying to push things to happen. So trying to force things to happen, or we are trying to like pull in things and force going this way. So we're trying to force one way or another. So sometimes we have this feeling like we're pulling on things. Other times we have a feeling like we're pushing on things. We might feel like we're getting pushed by something. So like we're being, like that constant pressure, which is all three of those sensations are going to feel draining to us. They're just going to feel like just a drain. Now, there's positive fatigue and negative fatigue, energetically, emotionally, and physically, right? So if you're exercising and everything, then your body, of course, is going to get some positive fatigue. But if you never exercise, then you're going to have negative fatigue in your body. Well, the same thing applies to our energy and just our emotional push through things. Okay, so it's really just comes down to that. So how are you feeling? Are you like feeling like you have to push everything to happen? Are you feeling like you're getting pulled, or that you're pulling on stuff, trying to pull your way up? Are you feeling like something is pushing on you and trying to force you to move? And what it all comes down to is, does it feel like a drain or not? What kind of sensation there are you feeling? If you're feeling energetically drained, so basically you're not getting up at 5:45 in the morning going, yeah, or 5:55 in my case today. 5:55, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm not awake, but I feel exhilarated, excited, turned on, pumped up about life and where things are going. And yeah, there's things in my life that I feel like I'm pushing on, but the more I recognize what I'm pushing on, guess what I'm getting ready to do, which is what the message of today is, obviously, is to let go of the things that you're pushing on or that you are trying to pull your way up on. So if you're feeling that energy loss anywhere, that drain, then what you really need to do is to just let go. Let go. Like, this is one of those things. Hey, I should say hello to some people. All right, morning, Addison. Hi, Steve. I saw you on there too. Thanks for the love. And Delta. Good morning, Delta. So the whole push-pull, if it is draining you, then you have to go, what is draining me? What is draining me? How can I let it go? How can I just kind of like just let that stuff go? And the reason that it really comes into play is because this comes about honoring self, okay? So if you are honoring yourself, then you're not going to allow things to pull on your energy. You're not going to allow things to really tap you out in different ways. So that means, guess what? Honoring is about setting your boundaries. So setting your boundaries energetically, even if that is energetically in your thinking, because if we're running around and we're thinking about things that drains us, then we're not going to get very far. So it's basically, if we want to achieve our great desires, our goals, our dreams, all this yummy good stuff over here, right? Then what we have to do is we have to actually open up our energy to it, which means that we have to expand our energy and grow our energy, lighten our frequency, whatever term you want to use here. We're talking about matching the frequency of what we're wanting. And in order to match the frequency of what we're wanting, that means that we can't be pulled down in another direction. Okay, so it's like anything that we typically, our dreams, our goals, our desires, our aspirations, right? They're all going to be up here. And then we're right here. And guess what? Our dreams, our goals, our desires, that awesome trip, that beautiful house, that new car, that loving, supportive relationship, the money in the bank, the promotion, the whatever the heck it is that you're wanting is vibrating here, and you are here, so you have to move, because guess what? It's not going to move down to you. It's vibrating here, and all that stuff is just here. That's just the way it is. Just get over it. It's just there. So what you have to do is you have to match it, because it's not going to come down and match you, because then it would not be, I mean, if it came down and matched you, then, well, look in your life. You already have it. So you already have that. And that's one of the places that you kind of have to get to, is like, I already have it. I already have it. I already have it, okay? So moving yourself up, but that means letting go of all the shit that really holds you down. Letting go of those things. And that comes down to if you're feeling like you're pushing it, like, are you trying to force things to happen through your actions, through different things? Because that forcing is you pushing, which is probably draining you. So stop forcing it. It's interesting. Yesterday I was, and I'm probably going to write my, I've been trying to do like daily writing every day. That's one of my challenges. And at first I was just felt so caught up at this task because, got a mentor in my life and she writes like 3 times a day. Anyway, you can do a lot when you're making multi 7 figures, and then you've released a lot of time and stuff. And what I'm going is I'm like, okay, I've got it. Lesson here is to release certain things, delegate things, allow people to help me, allow things to happen so that I can get more of the stuff done that I'm good at and get my message out there and get my personality out there and blah, 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 which is that letting go and not forcing it to happen. So yesterday I'm driving to my office and I'm having what I call a conversation with God, because that's what it is. It's this conversation with God. So I'm having this conversation with God and I'm talking about just different things. And my version of conversation with God is that I'm just driving down the road and I'm just vocalizing. Except I'm like, okay, God. And then I go, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, here's what I need to have come into my life. Here's da-da. And then I just kind of like, every now and then I'll pause and just hear what that like soft voice in the backspace of my mind or wherever it's coming from kind of comes in and brings in. And then if it feels like, sometimes I just start laughing because like I know that answer. It's not necessarily the answer that I want, but or I'll be like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So yesterday I'm driving and I was thinking about different things and I'm vocalizing different things around like, money, career, pushing through on different things, all my goals, on relationship, on health, on, like on some travel things that I have coming up that I'm planning for. And then I said, so I was just like, so I just need to focus in on blah, 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 blah. And then I heard like this, it came through like a man's voice, which is kind of like, I think my conversation with God is like, I always think my spirit guides, my angels, they're men, they're male energy, because I get spoken to from a male energy. If that makes any sense. Welcome to my crazy head. But so maybe it's just because I need male leadership. I don't know. Maybe it's my divine masculine talking to me. It doesn't much matter. What came through is that, no, I didn't need to focus. I'm like, no, I don't need to focus. So I was like, no, I don't need to focus. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? I'm like, it's just like, and then let go came through. Like, let go. And I'm like, of course, here we are back with the let go. But what does let go mean? Like, I'm like, okay, so I just need to focus on doing nothing, on not trying to push anything. And then I heard this like loud, no, you don't. And it was all that I was using the word focus, because using just my choice of word in trying to figure out how to let go. So I'm trying to figure out how to let go, right, in this conversation about like this one, it's a couple like little tweaks that I need to do. So I'm like, okay, so I need to focus in on not pushing that to happen. I need to focus in on just letting it be. I need to focus in, and I was using the word focus. What does the energy of focus say? Think about that. What does the energy of focus say? The energy of focus is all about pushing, forcing, driving something to happen, really applying your attention to that, which is the direct opposite of letting go. It's the direct opposite of opening up and just receiving it. So in our focus, of letting go, we're actually not letting go. We're trying to control our letting go and force it to happen, which prevents us from letting go. All right, yeah, there's like blonde logic at 6 a.m., right? The thing is that even with my blonde logic at 6 a.m., it's still pretty right on, right? It's still pretty right on. Like, if you think about it, and I know I saw Amy on there, I saw your like face, and yeah, that was me yesterday as I came up to a 4-way stop, going, whoa, what a concept. Like, I know this, but I obviously don't, because whoa, here I am trying to figure out how to force my letting go, trying to figure out how to force my flow, figuring out how to force my opening up, when the ticket is to not force it, but to just allow it. Just do it. Just stop worrying about it. Stop focusing on it. Stop focusing on it. And so I call these squirrel moments, reset moments. It's something that, that I actually do. I've been trying to work more into my schedule, because another little interesting note is, like us coaches, we're humans. We're just working through our own crap, and we're just maybe hopefully a little bit above enough people that we can help those people on that path, because we've been through it and we know how to get through that, and we know certain steps, right? So we can get people from one place to another. Does not mean that we're perfect by any means, or that we got all of our crap lined up, because we don't. If we did, we wouldn't be breathing, plain and simple. If somebody is on this planet and they're breathing, then they've got their shit to work through, okay? So no such thing as gurus. We are all students. But one of the things that I've been challenged by recently, that I've really, over the last 2.5, 3 weeks now, almost kind of like really gone back and revisited and looked at, and learning how to let go on, is that my morning practice, one of the things that I do is that I meditate every morning. Well, I meditate with the focus of letting go of my thoughts, of just not attaching to my thoughts, right? Which is what meditation is, to not attach to your thoughts, but to just let your thoughts flow in front of you, kind of like you were sitting alongside a freeway and you were just watching the cars go by. You're not running out and running into the cars. You're not, going, nope, this is the car that I want. You're just watching the traffic go by. And that's what meditation is that you're just sitting there and you're just letting the thoughts flow through, and you're not attaching to any thought. And when you accidentally do attach the thought, because you're human and you're not even going to notice when you do it. So once you get in there and you attach to a thought and you go down that thought path, as soon as you become aware that you went down that thought path, you let that go and you come back and you just watch the traffic. And that's the practice of meditation, put very simply into traffic terms. So you have that. Well, here's the thing. I started to take my meditation practice, because another thing that you can do with meditation is that you can focus in, like pull in this thought, this feeling, and then just let yourself like move towards that, and then just open up to that. So like you're meditating on something. Okay, so you meditate on something, and that means that you're applying focus to what you are meditating on. Okay, so I've been guilty of doing that more in recent history, of really applying focus to something. And what I realized was that I was running up, and I kept feeling like I was pushing on walls and trying to push things to happen, when what I needed to do was, yes, wait for it, let go. I needed to let go and not try to focus and meditate on something, but to just use meditation as a reset point. So what I've been doing instead is, instead of listening to some of the chants that I was listening to for meditation, to focus in on just the chant, instead of listening to different voiced meditations, guided meditations. I've decided just to not do that right now because I'm not necessarily, I have the things that I want to create. Now I need to open up and receive them. So I need to just let go. So I decided I was just going to stop listening to some of my guided meditations as well. And instead, I would just listening to music that would just like get into my soul and go and like bust me open so that I could just get into that flow of the music and let that music, which I've been using binary beats, so that I still have positive programming going on in the background, but I don't hear it because I'm listening to the music. And I do recommend anybody to listen to binary beats because it's fantastic just to be able to do that. So you get positive programming, but you're focusing in on music. Oh, look at that. I just used the word focus again. You're focusing in on music. Well, you're not focusing in on music. You're opening up to the music. Just opening up to the music. So I've been doing more of that. And then another great reset, and this one's tough for me because this one I've never really liked doing, but it's one that I know that I need to do. And here's the funny thing about it. You know what it is? It's taking a nap. It's taking like a 20-minute nap. And I'm not a napper. I just don't take naps ever. I mean, I don't. When I was pregnant, on the front side of pregnancy, there would be just down times where my body would just crash and be like, no, you're taking a nap. Then that would happen. But I have to get really, really tired or exhausted to take a nap. So one of the challenges that I've been trying to overcome is this reset, because I know that just taking a 15-20-minute nap, we're not taking an hour-long nap, we're talking a power nap here. Taking that 15-20-minute nap resets the energy of our body, because we go completely out of our control, of need to focus, need to force things to happen, need to push, need to pull. So we reset. So if you go in and you are like, you've done your journal work, you've done this, you've done that, you've got all this positive, so you've really cast out these desires, right? So you've put these rockets of desire out there, you push them out, like, this is what I want, 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 right? So you do that, and then you meditate and you open up to the emotion of it, right? So like that, so listening to that music, and then end up taking a nap in the near future afterwards, like literally 15 minutes can do you wonders. I do about like 15 minutes journaling, 15-minute power exercise, 15-minute meditation, 15-minute power nap, 15-minute, journaling again. And then, I 15-minute walk, all this kind of stuff. Like I miss 15 minutes. I can pack a lot of stuff into a short period of time, and it's all about just pumping up that energy, pumping it up, pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, and opening up really, really quick. But if you do that reset, if for some reason like you're like me and get caught on the focusing of your energy and trying to push things to happen or pull them to you, resets are really important, because you can try to push and pull all you want. It's not going to happen, because if you haven't reset your energy and gotten yourself back into this state of receiving and opening up to it, then you're just going to be pushing on a wall and pulling on a rope that is attached to something much bigger than you. So just realize that the pushing and pulling, if you're is forcing, and that forcing is never going to get you your heart's desire. It's never going to bring you the blessings that you want, because you're not opening up to the blessings. You're trying to force God to do it your way instead of just receiving what God has to offer, because you've already put out the beautiful things that you want. You've already asked for them. You've already sent that out there. So now why are you trying to force it to happen in one way or another? That's why I always talk about like that umbrella energy. When you're working on creation work, one of my favorite processes is, I don't know how, but it just is. So like, I'll use my kids for an example. I don't know how, but it just is. And then I have fantastic relationships with all my children. I don't know how, but it just is that I always have time to do the important things. I don't know how, but it just is that I always know what the next best step is. So things like that are putting out I mean, those are 3 of the things that I write every single day. Okay, so that's why it flows off, because I write things over and over and over and over again in my journal, because I'm programming and feeling into that. So I'm choosing my programs, and I'm not attaching necessarily to exactly how it has to happen, but I might attach to what I actually want. So I might actually describe exactly what I want, but I'm not attaching to how it has to happen, which is where, or this like time frame that it has to happen. Some things I do want things to happen in a time frame. Like I've got my monthly goals. So I go, I don't know how, but it just is that boom, 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 boom in May. Okay. And that's just setting that standard of like, I need this to happen in May, but I'm not going to, hit some of those. I'm not going to say, I don't know how, but it just is that in May I have great relationships with my children. No, I just want great relationships with my children across the board. That's just like, that's because it makes me feel good to be connected to my kids like that. It makes me feel good. And here, there you go. There's a ticket. How does it make you feel? Pushing and pulling is not going to make you feel very good at all. It's just not. So if you're feeling okay, then you're out of alignment with your desires, with your soul's desire, that soul message, that soul purpose. And everybody's looking for their purpose. Well, you need not look any further than your heart. So right there you have it. Just tap into your heart, and you're going to get that message from your soul, and you're going to be guided by it. But if you're trying to push it to happen, if you're trying to force it to happen, then that's just not, it's not going to work. So just, if you're looking for that soul purpose, then don't look for any further than your heart, and ask yourself consistently, how does this make me feel? How does this make me feel? How is this serving me? Because if it's serving you, you're going to feel good about it. It's going to make you feel lighter. It's going to make you feel excited. It's going to make you feel pumped up, turned on. It's going to make you desire it more. It's like the lover that you really want to be with, and there's some distance between you or something. But when you think about this lover, you're what? You're excited, you're turned on, you're in love with it, you're looking forward to, you're anticipating it. You're, like you can feel this person, you can smell this person, you can probably taste this person, you can all this different things. So it's like you're really very much there, and that means that you're opening up to it, and you're calling it in. Now, if you think about somebody that you desperately do not want to be around, and you're just like, no, like the person that really stabbed you in the back really hurt your feelings. Well, if that's the case, then what you have is that's that negative feeling. If you tap into different things, you're like, well, how do I know, Kendall, if I'm tapping into my heart, or if I'm tapping in, if this is coming from my ego or from my logical mind? It's going to be in the feeling. It's going to be in the feeling. So, sorry guys watching this, emotion counts for something very big here. Emotion is your guidance system. If you ignore your emotions, you are a lost soul. So really, really tap into where that's at, okay? Let me see. What else do I want to share with this morning? Yeah, just really look at where you're, hold on. I get to talking on here, and then my time, it's every single morning. I take like 3 sips of coffee, and I get to talking on conscious coffee, and I just get into my whatever. And then after conscious coffee, when I hit finish, I go to drink my coffee, and my coffee's cold. It's so cold. And then if I microwave it, I try to warm it up like that, it just doesn't taste good. Just doesn't. I don't like microwave things. And my coffee just tastes like crap. And I'm like, dang it, I should have drank more coffee while talking. What is conscious coffee without coffee? Oh well. Anyway, so I got a couple sips, and it's kind of lukewarm right now. So my recommendation to you, you could say journal exercise on things, is just to ask yourself, if I was to no, don't say if. Say, as I feel into my heart, this is what my soul wants me to know. This is my soul message to me in my feelings. This is my soul message to me in the things that are coming to me today. And look at the things that are showing up. Look at the, like obviously throughout this whole conscious coffee, I shared with you different messages. I shared with you like these different signs, and the point of me sharing these intimacies into the way my day works and the way I think and the way I do things is so that you can tap in and see, oh, I'm constantly being guided. I'm constantly being supported. God always has my back. There's always things coming through. It's just that we're typically ignoring the signs. We're typically just missing them. My day started with that I got up a little bit early, right? I woke up a little bit early, which actually gave me the opportunity to get woke up at 5:55. Well, because of the message of 5:55 and the things going on in my life, that's a significant, like, boom. I could have woke up at 5:52 and it wouldn't have meant crap. Normally, I don't even look at my clock when I wake up. But what, like I just get up, grab my phone, march my half asleep butt down the stairs, pour my coffee, and call in the message then. And calling it in means ask for it. By the time I make it over here and get my phone turned on, something's popped in. Well, this message started this morning with like something told me to look. Kid going to school. Bye, guys. Bye. So the message started with the 5:55 that there's change, there's all this different stuff. Also to be aware of how I'm perceiving things, positive or negative. So I was like, okay, I didn't even know if I was going to share that this morning, right? And then my normal flow kind of kicked in. I poured my coffee, and by the time I opened up my phone, I just heard push and pull, and I was like, push and pull. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what I'm really talking about. We'll see what comes out. So I just typed it in and went with it and found my cool new banner that Miss Addison Bell made for me. I'm very, very grateful to her. I am playing around with that. So, but yeah. Oh, by the way, what do you guys think of the banner? Like, what do you think of the banner? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Want to write it in there? I can't really see it too well yet. I'll have to look at the replay because everything's coming up on top of it. But hopefully it looks good. We'll see. I think it does. It's yeah. So, but yeah, that pushing and pulling, really, it's the little signs, it's the little things that you might be missing throughout the day that really is going to be that guidance system. So tapping into your heart is where it's at. Tapping into the emotion, the sensation, and emotion and sensation are one and not. So emotion being that we understand what emotion is, right? That's those feelings that rise up inside of us, might make us teary-eyed, might make us a little bit negative, a lot negative, something like that. Hey, thank you, Amy. But then there's the sensation in our body, and that could be like the tightness that we feel. Maybe we feel constriction on our chest. Maybe we feel weighted in our shoulders or in our back, nervousness in our stomach. Those are sensations. Those are all what I refer to as body wisdom expressions of soul. So those body wisdom expressions of soul is really just about, feeling like, what is my body saying? What is my soul really trying to tell me? So if you've got different issues going on, pay attention to that. Pay attention to it and figure out what is the emotional connection to the ailment, the disease that's going on in your body. Where am I holding it? What does that say? What can I possibly be carrying there? Because that's the things that you need to work through, release, or actually get real with yourself on, because often what happens is we're not real with ourselves. We lie to ourselves, and that is that pushing or that pulling, okay? And that means that we're lying to ourselves, and our physical body will say, hey, we're not good with this here. Like your soul's really, you're not in alignment with your soul right now. You're really not good with it. That's why you're feeling yada, 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 right? because you're not good with it. Where when you're in alignment to your soul, you are in fact feeling good about it. So to feel good about that really means that you're in alignment. You're in alignment. So feeling good is being in alignment, and feeling ich is not being in alignment. And typically, if you get really truthful with yourself, you're going to discover that when you're pushing or pulling on something, you're probably going to not feel very good. Physically, emotionally, you're going to be drained. So look for that. Look for that stuff. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. I got kids moving around, lots of people marching down the stairs here and stuff, and I am off to go do my journal exercises, my own personal internal work, exercise, meditate, shower, and write a little bit, all before about 10 a.m. And then off and hanging with my mom for a little bit today. And then I got a bunch of work this afternoon. But I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that it got you to think about some of the places that you might be pushing or pulling, and the power of letting go, and what letting go really does truly mean, and that we don't focus in to let go. We just open up and allow it to happen. So, as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate your words, your comments, your support, your love, and since I mentioned the word love, give me a little bit of love and hit the share button down there. Share this conscious coffee on your page. Maybe put a little bleep on there as to whatever popped up to you. Share that. Help me get words out to, just positive influence to all of our communities, and helping our world become a better place by becoming more consciously aware, more turned on, more on purpose, and in alignment to God and soul. So I hope that you take that opportunity, push the share button, put a smile on my face this morning by hitting the share button for sure. And as always, remember, stop existing and start living. Catch you later, guys.